Can't escape from the team, called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Tuesday, November 26th, holiday week. It's feast week with college basketball all day, and we'll be off the air today, I promise, before the games get started here. And not a huge card of sports today necessarily. Lots of college basketball, lots of fun college basketball. What games we saw last night? Did we see a preview of the championship game yesterday afternoon with Memphis over Connecticut last night? You look at that Memphis team, man. They have a veteran team with all those transfers, and put it to Connecticut. Sure, Connecticut's great too. They got a little frustrated. Coach blew up, but nonetheless, Memphis got the win, and Benny's got it going on right now with that group of talent that he has there. It has to feel like Memphis is poised to be there in the end at the finish line with teams like Connecticut and some of the teams that are in action in Maui. Certainly last night we saw some exciting action there with big-time comebacks, of course, with if you were watching during Monday Night Football anyway, big time comebacks there last night. Exciting action with Auburn coming back against Iowa State. Saw the exciting finish with Dayton and North Carolina. So more action today and tonight in Maui. There's tournament action here in Las Vegas as well. Let's start you off with a steam play. Why don't we? There's going to be a plenty popping off here during our show. It's already been going bonkers here over the last 15 or 20 minutes. Get you those steam moves, including Hampton and High Point steam play here coming in on the under. It was 136 or so. It's down to 135 or lower here, Hampton and High Point. Just also want to let everybody know that I've got my main card already sent out over at winnable.com for the action here on Tuesday. And you subscribers who may have checked out the package already that I have up for today may have already noticed. And this is what I do anyways, mostly as a market handicapper. Several of our plays have already moved significantly, especially the ones that we have. We have mostly totals there, and you talk about CLV. I'm giving that to you with the subscription. You'll save whatever it is, $8, $20, whatever you spend with me, you're going to save at least. You don't have to play those moves that I send out. They're not projections. They're not all right. Sometimes it's moved the other way, but for the most part, I'm going to be with the market, and we've already beaten those lines by several points. some of the games that I sent out have just started moving now. So it's not a market reaction. I'm not chasing the steam. I'm in front of the markets. My handicap is in line with professionals, is what I feel like anyway. I'm not creating moves or setting markets afire. Not little old me here, sports betting influencer Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining me. We got 3 dozen of you in here already, getting our morning started. I hope I'm okay. Are you guys seeing me okay? Because I'm getting bad bars, if you know what I mean. This is low latency here, it looks like. So hopefully I'm coming through. Stanford is taking steam right now in their matchup here on Tuesday. Stanford taking on Grand Canyon tonight. They were +1. Stanford's probably going to be a favorite here. Maybe it's a pick 'em right now. I will say this about the Grand Canyon and Stanford game being played in Palm Desert tonight. That is one of the games that I did send out on my service here today. I sent out the total as a premium pick selection, and it is one of those games that has started to move in the direction that I said my pick is. So consider getting the package. I'll tell you about it in just a moment. How about Monday Night Football last night? Hey, I did not have a premium play last night. You guys had the premium pick, right? Consensus winner with Baltimore last night. I took it on the chin with the under, certainly here on the show, but you guys had Baltimore, so I was okay to ride with that. If anything, I saw the writing on the wall. I talked about it over there across the street last night as a guest on the Monday Night Football companion show over at PSR channel, and said the Chargers would be up against it. And well, certainly there are going to be some people poking fun at the Chargers getting beat pretty bad last night. But hey, Chargers are still in the playoff picture, and if you think we're bad, you should have seen us the last couple of years. No problem. Ravens smashed the Chargers pretty convincingly last night, and I'm not phased by it at all. Even if the Chargers fall out of the playoffs a little bit here, if that happens or whatever, they're beating all the teams that are bad. They're losing to all the teams that are good. So that's probably where they deserve to be right now, as a team that, basically sucked the last couple of years. So uh, Chargers did have that lead, no doubt about it, in the game yesterday, as the Ravens couldn't get anything done in those first drives. But once they settled in, it was typical Ravens. They're now 20-5 against the spread in the last 25 games with those spreads of 3 points or fewer. Baltimore's gone over in 10 of 12 now, so I don't know what I was thinking necessarily in that one. And Chargers there couldn't really stop not only Derrick Henry, but the rest of the group too. Baltimore did a pretty good job there yesterday, especially in the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. The Chargers had a 10-0 lead, but couldn't hang on. I could only drop a couple of props. I had Bateman over last night over there on the show, and I had Gus Edwards on his running there, but I couldn't put it together with any of the props last night. So good for the Ravens. They did it with 4 sacks, pressuring there on the defense of Justin Herbert, just 218 yards passing. Johnston not ready for prime time. Certainly was slipping out there for some reason. He dropped a couple of balls. So Baltimore rolls it up on the Chargers. Hope you guys had it. You guys did have it as a consensus pick winner last night. The 6-teamer did not come through yesterday, so we have continued here now for basically 2 straight weeks of running our promotion. We're not going to stop running it. I don't care if I go broke, but we're 0 for 15, 0 for 16 on our parlay promotion, whether it's 2-teamer, 3-teamer, 6-teamer, 5-teamer, doesn't matter. We haven't hit one yet. We're not going to beat around the bush and make up stories. It's plain as day. Pick a winner every day. If you make a comment in the YouTube comment section, you'll be eligible for our community consensus parlay to win big money. Last night, we were on the line for a big one. Would we have hit that 6-teamer last night? But there were certainly a few losses in there from the Team Steam consensus parlay. Let me see what they were here in the NBA. I know we had one winner with the Orlando Magic. You guys had the Magic there over the Hornets. You guys took me out on that one. Guys took me out on a couple last night. You were right. But Indiana did not get it done against the Pelicans, covering that number anyway last night. So that's one spot where the consensus parlay went down. I did have premium pick winner with the Raptors and the Pistons last night. Consensus had the winner last night with the Mavericks over the Hawks. Great job, guys. I had the over as my premium pick winner in the Mavericks and the Hawks. Also here, consensus did go down last night with the Denver Nuggets. I did give the winner out here on the show with the Knicks and the Nuggets to go over. Also, consensus winner for you guys last night. Great job with the Brooklyn Nets. They were the straight up winner over the Golden State Warriors. I gave out the over in that game, but you can see there in NBA, we did have couple of bells in there to cost the consensus parlay. We'll give it another shot here on NBA Cup night. We'll preview the 6 games here tonight in the NBA Cup. 5 games, I mean, and just 2 in hockey. So we've got basically 5 NBA, 2 NHL, 2 college football plays, and yeah, I picked about 6 or 7 of these hot college basketball matchups. It feels like it's all about college basketball today. Here, we're just starting to feel out a little bit where we stand in the college game. Here, there's a little bit of college steam right now. Let's talk about it. Utah Tech coming in here, taking some steam. It's an afternoon game in Missoula, Montana, against the Denver Pioneers. Utah Tech Trailblazers taking the steam here right now. Denver was the favorite. I think Utah Tech's going to move here to probably a 1-point favorite. They haven't been great so far to the number, I don't believe. I think Denver's looked a little better, but the steam's coming in on Utah Tech. Also, so they're just kind of setting up the landscape a little bit in college basketball. We saw some great games yesterday, obviously. Like I said, that Memphis-UConn game, 99-97 in overtime. Certainly, Coach felt like they got screwed there a little bit, especially when you got Memphis going to the foul line, I guess, 40 times last night. Connecticut 24 times, but still, Memphis was able to knock down some shots there. All those seniors that they have, man, look at these guys. Haggerty, Hunter, Dane Danger. I mean, who you love, Dane Danger for sure. Here, the veteran that came in from Illinois, and Colby Rogers. I mean, he's played on half a dozen teams, it seems like. So these guys got a lot of talent, a lot of veteran players. PJ Carter was at San Antonio, Jourdain from Temple. These guys have come in all over, and now they have and now don't forget Musa Cisse, right? He was at Memphis, went to play somewhere else a couple of years, and then now it's back at Memphis. So they're going to get better too. So watch out, take Memphis. I didn't even look at the futures yet, but probably certainly dropped last night after that one. I will say this, though, so far on the college basketball landscape, like I said, we just saw some other exciting ones, too. That Auburn game, they came from way back. They came from 20 down against Iowa State to win. Auburn have all those seniors, too. They have 9 seniors on their team. North Carolina came back to beat Dayton. Look, some people said out there that Dayton was an afterthought coming out to Maui for the Maui Invitational. That's not the case, man. They gave the Heels all they could handle. They led by 20 points as well before North Carolina came back. It was almost a carbon copy of that other game. We better keep up on some of this steam here right now. Here's another one, gang. This is going to be the 4th game. I sent out 12 plays. This might be the 5th game, actually. This one's on the move right now, so I guess I'm kind of giving this one away, but it's the same exact thing that's happened with the plays that I've already given out. The lines have started to move, and whether they win or lose, hey, I hope they do. They should, right? This is what the market's doing, but UTEP and Long Beach State, this game is moving to the over here right now. It was 133.5. It's definitely moving higher. Hopefully you're already on it. Hint, hint, hint. here, hopefully, and they'll come through. But again, we are beating the market here on a lot of these, and it's best to do it on these tournament games, these early starts. I'm not always going to send out a package overnight, but on these games, I definitely am. And here's another one that's moving here: UTEP and Long Beach State. Steam just came in on the over in that one. Also, moments ago, Washington State taking some steam here right now in their game here this afternoon. I think it is an afternoon with Washington State. No, that's the late game tonight. Steam play coming in here on Washington State. It was minus 13.5. It's going to go up to 14.5. The Steam already moved on that game on the total over. So Washington State and Fresno State taking the Steam here on Tuesday. All right. So a little more on the college basketball landscape. If you look up and down the conferences so far, the SEC doing pretty good so far against non-conference competition, 30-23 against the spread so far. The Big 12, not so much. They're just 23-36 so far against the spread in non-conference games thus far. The most impressive conference so far against non-conference competition here early on has been Conference USA. They've gone a combined 26-14 against the spread against non-conference competition. The worst so far by far is the Western Athletic Conference. They are just 10-27 against the spread so far against non-conference teams. So just a little bit of an update there. I know it's not a complete list there of all the conferences, but just some notes about which conferences might be overachieving or underachieving so far. Let me say hello to the chat before anybody rolls in here. You guys are having some fun in the chat today. Thank you. Joe says he's got a play to start the day. He's got the wrench. He says he's got the Canucks and the Bruins. First period over here, 1.5 goals. Thank you, Joe, and good morning. Hello to Dave here today. He's also helping us get started. Thank you, thank you.
System playing.
And yeah, it didn't look good for Dobbins last night, right? He did jog pretty robustly there on the sidelines, but did not return to the game after getting that brace put on his knee. So Edwards did pretty good. I had his. The funny thing was on the props yesterday, I thought that they would be sharing the ball more this week with Dobbins and Edwards, and that indeed was the case early. I gave out a prop on the show for Edwards over 6.5 carries on the game. He had 6 in the first half. And what happened? He didn't even get that 7th carry until the last drive of I think it was even in when the Chargers had already quit. Basically on that. You knew when they were punting from plus territory with 6.5 minutes left, down 2 scores, that they had given up on the game there. Hey, Station Play 211 Entertainment, how you been? Haven't seen you. Great to see you, and awesome that he's bringing in the Maction here today. He's got over, I think here, he's got Buffalo and over, and he's got the Akron and Toledo game to go over. I'll tell you what, the trends definitely point to that. Today, we'll talk about those 2 games briefly. Here today, hello to Old E. Thomas is here. He's my right-hand man. He's my Ed McMahon. Good morning to Thomas. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing gambling content channel on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up here for our crew, our budding channel here. Chosen One, hello. Robert McCormick, hello as well. And what do we got here? Chosen One says Grand Canyon money line, I think there, and San Diego. I think that's supposed to be San Diego State. I think it's a parlay there. Grand Canyon money line. I think that's supposed to say San Diego State. They'll play Creighton today, and the the San Diego State Creighton game tips off the NIL tournament here. I think the winner gets, I don't know how they work it out, but it's a money tournament for the NIL of the respective teams. I think they all get a little something, but maybe the best team or the champion team gets I don't know, what is it, $1 million or something like that? They're playing for money in college basketball here in Las Vegas. Roll the dice. Joe W. here today. Maybe chosen one. Maybe that was it. He's going under in that San Diego State and Creighton game. That's where the steam rolled in today. And like I said, I didn't get them all right, but you'll find out if you subscribe to my picks over there. Hello to Cliff. T-Bird is here, chosen one like in Alabama here today. Hey, here's our Chicago State Club, everybody. Remember what happened yesterday, but I just want to mention there's some steam coming in right now. Chicago State and Drexel down to 137 or lower here. The steam already came in on Drexel against Chicago State. And remember, we did mention yesterday, right, about and it was close, I think, actually, the Radford move against Colorado State there yesterday. The play that we sent out was on the under, and that came in big time with Radford and Chicago State yesterday. We were kind of a mixed bag there. I think we won that early send-out package yesterday, but maybe too many games to get into there necessarily. So, all right. Let's take a look here. Who else is here? And Dave says, what happened to the Chargers? I guess Dave missed the game. Chargers lost to the Ravens, Dave, last night. Let me go over that again. It was 30-23. The Ravens dominated the Chargers. I know I just did my monologue on it, so hopefully you heard it. But the Ravens ran the ball down the Chargers' throat pretty much with Derrick Henry. They also were 8 of 15 on third down. The Chargers just 5 of 14 on third down. So Dave missed the game, I guess, there last night. Here's Rutgers for chosen one. Good morning to Fernando here on Champions League Day. I think the action's a little hot for me to get into some of the action here today with our coverage of Champions League, but I think I will have a package to send out of plays here today. So if you guys want to comment on the great Champions League card, 9 games today in the Champions League, trying to look for a close matchup today. You'd be hard pressed to find one. Maybe Arsenal on the road against Lisbon there. Hello to Elliot Jameson as well. And Philly Eagle Flyer, good morning. Curtis Mann is here today. Robert McCormick had a nice day yesterday. Elliot, let's see here. Let's see who else is in with us. Ziggy, hello to Ziggy. Where you been, Ziggy? Thank you for being here today. Nasty Nate, he likes the Celtics in the second quarter. Have you heard this one before? And let's see here. Ray Otachi, how you been, Ray? Nice to see you. And sports money is money, no doubt about it. All right, let's see. Here's Subhuman stopping by. I think Subhuman here they come. He'll load us up with the Champions League action here today. He's got Feyenoord, team total over a half a goal in their game against Man City. Bayern Munich money line here against PSG, and he's got Kane with the anytime goal there. Also, here's a parlay with Atalanta and Milan there. I do believe he's saying is the parlay. It's Atalanta. They're about minus 240 or so against Young Boys and AC Milan. We talked about them a little bit. Was it here or was it somewhere else? But they're a huge favorite against Bratislava today. So he says put him in that parlay. And he's also got Arsenal on the money line in that game against Lisbon. Or on the three-way there anyway, right? All right, let's see what else. And Ferner here today. Thank you, Ferner. And that's how far behind I am. I was talking about the technical difficulties there, and I'm just getting to them. So you guys are rolling here in the chat. Let me get it going here. And Jermaine says UTEP is an early game today. Yeah, I hope I got that right here. So many games. So great college basketball schedule here. It's hot games tonight. Going to be a great day of college basketball on Feast Week. All right, now Ferner says now you want to take Chicago State here, possibly getting points here in this one. Super True Story, hello, gotcha there. He says he likes the under there in the Duquesne game. That's the thing. We get kind of the same teams a little bit. Trevor Davis, hello. Memphis should roll MSU, he says here, says Dana Delp. And Nuke Worker, hello. Great job by Nuki last night on the show. Good to see you this morning. Elliot Jameson as well. And Thomas says, don't forget our consensus. Let's get it rolling here. We're already on, Thomas. I've accumulated so far that 28 of you have commented in the chat, so you're eligible for the consensus parlay. We got to win one, you guys. Hey, I want to say hello to Aditya. I think I got it. Hope I get it right, but Aditya, could be Aditya too, but was in the chat last night over there at the show. Ziggy said, but Ramon, you fixed that computer or got a new computer there? No more noise. Boy, that was the worst, you know. Here, let's see what else we've got. Oh, hi, Sean. Hello to Higgs. Hopefully he's still here. He says, take BMI today. Take BMI, he says, here against Loyola, Maryland today, getting the points. Thank you, Higgsy. I'm going to write that down right now. Honored to have you come in here and give us a play. So many games, I'll just play it. Blind following my man Higgs, and how great to have Higgsy making the rounds here again a little bit. And Dave, I don't know if he likes, maybe he likes Troy Aikman's big hands. Let's see what else we've got. I think that might be, oh my gosh, here we got Chip Plylar here. Thank you, Chip. Happy to see you here today. He said, yeah, he bet the Chargers in honor of me. Yeah, there's no doubt. I wasn't giving out the Chargers last night. You know that, Chip, but I was rooting for him, certainly. But as I said yesterday on here and also on the PSR show last night, I wasn't really optimistic about their chances in that matchup. The only guy I really liked was, on the props, I wanted to play Johnston, and I did play him on his receptions, and he was just woeful, no doubt about it. All right. And I think that I might be all caught up here. Ooh, here's a big steam move coming in right now. Let me get this one to you here with Kansas in the big game tonight against Duke, one of the big games, certainly. Oh, just Kansas and Duke here in Las Vegas, by the way, tonight. I'm speaking of all these tournaments and other deals here. Kansas taking the steam here right now against Duke. They were 3.5, but looks like the move's on Kansas today, everyone. We'll preview that one for sure here, but if anything, there is a little bit of preview for you. The steam is coming in on Kansas. The move is on Kansas here. And these two teams meet plenty of times. And Kansas they've had a little bit of an advantage over Duke in the last few years that the teams have met up. All right. Thank you, Sean. Great to have you there again. And also hello to my man here as well, DJ Big Boss, I think. Could be Wham. Who knows who it is, but all my friends over there at Who Bangin' there. It's Tuesday. I know that. I know where I spend my Tuesdays, you guys, in the afternoon. I like these type of shows, these YouTube, this group that kind of runs circles with each other around the different channels. Tuesday's the night to join Who Bangin' Sports Talk. I'll say that right now here on them. We don't have a nighttime companion show here on Tuesdays. So if you want to hang out with me tonight, this is where I'm going to be, right there. Who Bangin' Sports Talk channel with the guys over at the Live Sweat tonight. As simple as that. That's what I do on Tuesdays, okay? I think I'm all caught up here. So let's go. Nasty Nate like in Jacksonville, I think, here tonight in college basketball. All right, let me get my commercial out of the way here right now. There's Thomas also like in Memphis over Michigan State, but let me talk about what I was talking about here. It's not a joke, you guys. So if you're not taking advantage of this situation for just $20 a month. Look, there are a lot of guys hawking their wares here on YouTube, and they're not. A lot of great free plays out there as well, but I do a lot of work here, and you'll see the true results, especially if you look at today's package. If you don't subscribe today and you want to go back and look at it, you'll see I sent out my plays, a dozen plays in college basketball last night about 8 hours ago. Half of them have already moved in the direction that I've picked. Hopefully, they're going to be winners. Hopefully, they're right, and hopefully, I'll beat that market there. That's not always the trick. They always say the CLV. What does it really mean? Well, it means you've saved some points, saved some money a little bit, and that's what I've done over at winnable.com today for sure with those early release plays. So please check me out over there at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. This is now my e-commerce solution. They won't have me on any of those multi-capper sites anymore, I don't think. Maybe I was running up the score on some of those minor sports. I don't know, whatever it is, but this is what I'm using right now for my e-commerce platform, and it works pretty good because it's powered by Stripe, a very, very secure payment processor, widely regarded and used in a bunch of different ways by companies and corporations to sell products. But I've got my picks over there at winnable.com. It comes up pretty easy on your browser as well. And you can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, and all that. Click on the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. I also have a free package over there that I send out some plays every day so you can get a taste of the action. My plays. Follow me over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. You see right there, as we say, follow Ramon's action. That's what you're doing when you subscribe to my plays over at winnable.com. It's winnable.com with 2 I's /Ramon, and you can use that promo code. It's $20 a month if you'd like. That's 67 cents a day. Use the promo code STEAM. It's about 50 cents a day. I used to sell my picks for $25, $35, $45 a day over at one of those multi-capper sites. I love those sites, but no one will have me. So here I am now, and we're basically just turn the tables. Whereas I used to get, maybe, if I got a dozen sales a day, that was pretty great, right? I was selling to high rollers, if you will, to people who would spend that much on my best picks. But now I've turned the tables, and now I'm selling them for much, much lower to a higher volume of people. That gives me greater satisfaction, and you can be part of the fun at winnable.com. All right, let's get to the games here right now and say hello to a few more folks here as well. I think there's Justin. Sports money is money. And super true story, like the Manhattan Jaspers. But let's start here with the top of the board. Let's go to the NBA Cup to start us off today. We got action here. I'm going to post the records as well for the teams in the NBA Cup right now as we continue the drive for the money, even though Nuke says, do they really care about this money? I don't. And I said, I think they do. Saying just $500,000 here to win this little tournament, if you will. And it seems like the motivation is there for a few teams. Steam play. Here comes the steam right now on some more college basketball. Let me clue you in on Buffalo here. Oh, that's a football move here. Buffalo in that game tonight right now has moved to, what was it here? 22.5, 23 or higher. We're seeing a move right now on the Buffalo Bulls in the game against Kent State right now. Also, college basketball move in here right now with Cal Santa Barbara taking the action here today. Santa Barbara is favored against Eastern Washington. They were favored by 11.5, but they're now moving up here. Looks like to 12.5 right now. Santa Barbara is taking the steam here against EWU. Also, Texas Arlington and Murray State. Game total. Here's another one here. I'm trying to ask you to subscribe to my service, okay? Here's another one where the game total is moving right now. You could have been on this one already with me here on the under. I don't know if it's going too much under what I did send it out at right now, but it is moving lower here, probably to 153, 153 or so. I did send it out last night at a higher number than this, an accurate number. And here the steam is coming in. Arlington and Murray State, game total under. I think that makes, I want to say 6 of the plays that I sent out right now. We have already not only beating the market, we're kind of smashing it there. No guarantees of the winners, but that's usually how it works. All right. Let me get into it here. If any more comes along, that's what we're doing. We're passing along the best moves to you here right now. So stay tuned for that steam. All right.
Steam play.
I'd like to start the NBA previews here, steam plays. Bulls and Wizards. I'll keep you updated on these though as we get them in here. All right. I kind of want to see this one though, but we need to get started a little bit. We'll come back if a few kind of accumulate here is what I'm thinking we're going to do. Let's get rolling here with the Bulls and the Wizards. The Bulls are 1-1 currently in cup play here at this point. The Wizards are 0-2 right now, but not a terrible situation here, it feels like, for the Wizards. This one has been kind of an under series when these two teams have met recently here right now. In fact, 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Chicago has had the better of this series. They've won 14 of the last 19 meetings between these two teams overall. Call up something here and get a little bit more information here in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. See what it was here. They steamed it at 243 and a half. We know the Bulls have been pretty ridiculous so far. It feels like to the totals here over. Man, the Bulls have been playing some high scoring games. No doubt about it. And Washington hasn't been too bad either as far as the totals are concerned. We know Washington's been awful. They're 2-13 so far this season. They're on a long losing streak again right now. They're just 4-10 against the spread overall. This will only be the second time all season the Bulls have been a favorite. They did fail in their other chance as a favorite, but the Bulls have gone over in 11 of their 18 games here so far this season. You guys are starting to comment, so let me go to the chat here and see what we have from you guys. We'll start it off here with Curtis. He's on the Bulls here. I think Thomas was commenting on that Buffalo game there a little bit. Here's Bulls and under for Robert. Thomas is on the Bulls here. Ziggy's on the Bulls. Elliott's on the Bulls. Are we going to have a consensus play here right now on the Bulls? Nuke Worker says Nuke's still trying to convince me that they don't. Nuke, I will tell you this. The average NBA salary is $12 million per year. So I guess, 1/24th, maybe it wouldn't make a difference here, but it certainly goes to pay for a night in Las Vegas. Here's Dave. He likes the under in the game. Thomas says the Bulls are already a consensus play, so maybe I'll pivot to the pivot to the total here in this one. Why not take it over here tonight? Like I said, the trends are favoring the under, man, but I don't want to get in the way of any of these Bulls totals going over here right now. It seems like Washington is 3-4 to the under at home. Want to say hello and welcome here to Chris Bogan. Chris Bogan here. Thank you. He's commenting with Nuke about those NBA contracts. And Werner, I think, says he'll take the Bulls and he'll lay an alternative line here. Says the Wizards struggling here right now, of course, at just 1-5 straight up at home. They've lost, is it 10 straight here right now, or is it more? I don't even know. It's a long losing streak here for the Wizards. I kind of, Look, you guys are hot on the consensus here when you've been going against me, so I'm not going to go against my chat right now for sure. I'll just take the over here with the Bulls and the Wizards tonight, and we're of a consensus play to start us off with the Bulls. All right. Next up will be the Bucks and the Heat in Cup action. Look at the Bucks. They're 2-0 in the NBA Cup. So, been a rocky start here certainly for the Bucks. But again, I know we're expecting more. Maybe this is who they are here, but they are on a winning streak finally here, a 4-game winning streak right now for the Bulls. Miami's won 2 straight games here as well. Miami beat Dallas last time out at home, covered a short number. They also beat the Sixers before that, hammered the Sixers. Milwaukee with wins over Charlotte, Indiana, uh, Chicago, and Houston here of late. And yeah, the 2 cup wins so far. So Bucks right now looking pretty decent in their cup standings here atop their group. They are in the group here with the Heat. The Pistons are 2-0 in their group. Miami, Toronto's 0-2. Miami's 1-1, and the Pacers are 0-2. So the Bucks on top of the group here, no doubt. Hey, here's the UConn game is getting some steam right now, but it's on the total. It was as low as 142 here with Connecticut and Colorado, but we're seeing some heavy move here to 144, 144 and a half, maybe 145 here with Connecticut and Colorado steam to the over here right now on the morning steam with UConn coming off that loss last night to Memphis. All right. You guys can kind of chime in here if you want in this series with Milwaukee and Miami. This one has gone over in 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. The widely reported steam came in on the over in this game, too. It says 224 and a half right there, but it's actually down to 222 here. So there's no doubt the reported steam was on the over, but this move is on the under. So take it for what it's worth here. But like I said, the series is a rock solid over here of late. 9 of the last 10 meetings between the two. Now, these teams aren't necessarily going over this season. Milwaukee 1-3 to the over to the under as a dog, and they're 7-10 to the under overall. Miami's 3-5 to the under as a favorite, but they are 8-6 to the over overall. 6 of their last 10 have gone over. Miami's won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams at home. I'm going to take the Heat here to get a win in the NBA Cup in this one over the Bucks and stop that winning streak here. There is Giannis on the injury list today, but he is probable for the game tonight. He does have a calf soreness here. Terry Rozier upgraded to probable for Miami tonight. So I'm going to take Miami, though, here over the Bucks on Tuesday night. Give me the Heat tonight, and I'll lay it here at I said -2.5. Yeah, -2.5, pretty much everywhere there right now. Okay, let's move on. Oh, let me get your plays, please, in the chat. Thank you. Here we go. It's going to be starting us off. It's Justin on the Bucks here, +2.5. Robert says, he thinks the cup, does add an element, right? I guess 2 ways to look at it. Here's the thing, right? You're still always playing your regular season game. So if you don't care about the NBA Cup as a player, you're probably mailing in the season anyways. Here's Ferner on the Heat spread here with me. Ziggy's on the over. Curtis is on the under. Robert likes the over. And yeah, Nuke, I definitely see that. I mean, I see the it's probably best, right? It's probably best that I'm a little fuzzy here, but I do see that I'm not getting a lot of bars here right now. And we did just have, remember I was complaining about my feed a little bit. So I actually had the cable company out here replace the cabling because I want to be clear. I want to be clear here, but maybe it's not quite perfect. And I'm only getting a couple. You know that little thing with the it shows you how much latency you're getting. Is that what the right word? All right. Verner says if the Bucks aren't going to be favored here, it might be because this one might be a little bit tougher there. Okay. Let's see here. All right, I guess that's it for that game. No more comments from you guys. No consensus. I'll just take the heat. I'll take the heat if they don't win. All right. And Billy Mack says, "Do you like the end?" Yeah, of course I do, Billy. Especially if it's a move. Oh, well, we didn't. Let me see here on the Chicago State game. We didn't give that one out or anything, but we know that that one is coming up here at the bottom of the hour, if I'm not mistaken, right? So maybe we can give out a play. But I will say that Drexel. I'll try to hit it here real quick since we I didn't put it on the previews or anything, but we do know this one goes off. I said we'd be off the air before the game started, but I guess I kind of forgot about old Chicago State, right? So right now it's 17 and a half and 135 and a half. To me, it opened around 15. Again, here, Chicago State, they're running it up on them here a little bit. It does feel like you guys talked about it too. Maybe Chicago State did improve there a little bit, right? But not anymore, right? It feels like we're back to normal a little bit with Chicago State here. I will still take this under. It's 135 and a half, I think, right now, and I wouldn't encourage anybody to do it necessarily, but that's the side that's the number that I would probably look at. I think 135 and a half, it would only be a bet. I wouldn't give it out to anybody. I don't think at this point. I probably still would bet the under here with Drexel and Chicago State. Yep. Okay. Let's take a look here. What else? Ferner says, look, it was 141. I didn't know it was 141, was it? Oh, my goodness. So that's a 6 point move. So you know me, I'm just a degenerate looking to bet, and I'll bet the under probably still. All right, let's move on here with the Rockets at 2-0 in the NBA Cup, and man, they might be 10-0 in the NBA Cup or uh, whatever. Because look, the Rockets have been pretty solid here to the number right now. They're 3-1 as an underdog against the spread, 7-3 against the spread in their last 10, 12-6 against the spread overall right now. Minnesota, they've been pretty bad against the number, but over the last few games, they've been shoring it up here a little bit, it seems like, and they are favored in this one by 3.5. And the total here, it might be up to 4 total here, down to probably down to 219 or so. Let me do a little update at least. Mark this one. Change this line up a little bit. There we go. Minnesota here. Minnesota just 2-5 against the spread at home so far. 5-10 against the spread as a favorite here. And you got these Rockets coming in. Rockets are 12-6 overall. Minnesota is 5-2 straight up at home, but the Rockets, they've been a moneymaker here for sure so far. Minnesota has won 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams to throw in a little perplexity to the situation with, Houston maybe playing so well, maybe in a position to at least cover here. But Minnesota has dominated this series. They've won 5 straight at home against the Rockets as well. So, boy, that one makes it a little bit tougher here, I would think. Go ahead and make some comments if you want on this one with Houston and Minnesota. Houston's been terrific, but Minnesota owns the series, and I don't know if there's much difference between these two teams, right? Yeah, Houston has the better record right now. Maybe Minnesota's been a disappointment so far. Houston has not. Obviously, they've been a favorite of gamblers, it feels like, for the most part. All right, here come the plays here. Thomas says take Houston here. And Ferner is on Houston. And hello to Dave. Great to have you, Dave. Great job last night. It's always great to see you, my friend. And this is where it's going to get steamy, right? Elliot's on the Rockets here in this one. Ziggy says his pick is on the Wolves money line. And Justin says that Houston looks too easy in this one, the way they've been going. Well, Houston just 4-3 against the spread on the. I say just right, but again, Minnesota doesn't feel like they're covering too well right now, but Siggy says maybe the spread is the sign here. Robert says give me the team total over for the Wolves here. Thomas is on Minnesota. JW's on Minnesota. So, yeah, this one's a split for sure. I don't think there's any consensus here from you guys in this one. Fernando, though, he likes the under here. It's been Houston that's gone under for the most part this season. They're 2-5 to the under on the road, 1-3 to the under as an underdog. But Minnesota's been an over. They're 9-6 to the over as a favorite. So man, this one's a little bit tough. But I'm going to say that the Wolves here, laying. I'm going to take the Rockets. I'm so unsure of this game. I'm going to call it a close game. I'll try the Rockets here. Man, I don't like that. I don't like that pick. I don't like this game. I hope you guys get it right. I'm about as split as you guys. And it's not making it as a premium, but probably going to like the total here in this one. All right. Let me get a move on right now and take a look here. Maybe I can be a little more solid in my pick with the Spurs taking on the Jazz here. You got the Jazz 0-2 here right now, and they're a dog. They're 4-12 this season. The Spurs are 9-8, and they've won 3 in a row here right now. Look, the Spurs are a good enough quality organization that even with Pop out, that's the big news, right? That Pop is missing all this time, and word has it could be a while before we see Pop back on the sidelines, but nonetheless, the Spurs here a 3-point favorite, and the total 227 here in this one. Right now, let's see, maybe down to 2.5 here, and the total down to 226 here with the Spurs and the Jazz. This one has been a pretty solid under when these two teams have met for our last 5 games here in Utah. Between these two teams have gone under. Like I said, the Spurs on that roll here right now. They beat up on Golden State last time out, 104-94. They beat Utah here just a couple of days ago. As a matter of fact, 5 days ago, these two teams met in San Antonio, and the Spurs won that one 126-118 as a 3-point favorite on the road. In that one, or at home in that one, and now they're a 3-point favorite on the road here. They didn't flip the spread necessarily in this one. The Spurs are still favored here. Spurs also beat OKC to start this winning streak. Utah's off a win. Of course, they beat the Knicks last time out as an 8.5-point dog. So good on the Jazz to get a little something going here. They've covered 6 of their last 10 despite this dismal start here right now. San Antonio just 2-4 against the spread on the road so far, although they are 3-2 as a favorite against the spread this season. So I'm going to end up on the Utah Jazz here. I'll take the points, try to get this first cup win. Lose this, you lose 3, you're out. You lose 2, you're probably out as well. But still, I'll try the Jazz here as a home dog. They did get a confidence building win over the Knicks. So let's take a look what you guys have in this one. Started off with saw you guys had a little bit more action there on the Timberwolves game. Sorry about that if I missed it. Here's JW on the Jazz. He'll take him on the money line here. Thomas is on the Jazz. Elliot's on the Jazz as well. I'm on the Jazz too. And Robert's on the under. And so is Elliot. And I might have some action on the total over on my premium picks here today. Here's Ziggy on the Jazz as well. Man, the Jazz feels like a consensus play here, and Thomas says so. Man, could you believe it? We're on the Jazz here as a consensus play. Hey, if we get this one right, we're going to get more viewers to the show here. I'll take them too. We've got 80 of you in here right now, and they're all counting on you guys to come up with some winners. And we're on the Jazz here tonight. All right, one more right now from the NBA. It's a decent one here tonight. Probably the game of the night, it feels like, with the Lakers taking on the Suns here in this one. The Suns are going to be favored here at home by 3.5. The total 234 here. I'm going to call this one 2.5 right now. And this one's moved. I type in the line several hours, usually even go to bed after I do it and then wake up. And so you do see a few line moves in semi-real time here, at least maybe 6 or 8 hours later. The Suns here favored by 2.5. The total 234. The Suns have had a pretty good series here in this one. Let me pass this college steam along to you. South Dakota State and Missouri State. Game total moving to the over here right now with South Dakota State and Missouri State. Let me mark. I'm going to mark that down. I need a big sheet. I need a big sheet for my college basketball figures here today for sure. Not the biggest schedule, but with the tournaments, it's a little bit different, right? You got to hand. I guess I could print them out, but I don't want to wait till the morning, so I have to handwrite all the tournament matchups. You know what I mean? So let me just make sure I get the right game marked off here. There we go. South Dakota State and Missouri State. That's the tournament in the Cayman Islands. And the steam came in on the over in that one at about 143.5, it looks like. But I think this one probably going to run up higher a little bit. This one may get to 145 or 146 here, it looks like, with South Dakota State and Missouri State. All right. The Suns and the Lakers here. Yeah, like I said, this has been mostly the Suns here in this series of late. Suns come in 9-7, but they're on a losing streak right now. Again, it feels like right now, and Lakers here have also lost a couple in a row, but the Suns, man, losses here, can't seem to get it right. They lost to the Knicks at home. They lost to Orlando at home. No drive, no effort, it feels like here for some of these Phoenix games, but they have done pretty well in this series here of late. Phoenix has beaten the Lakers in 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams here in Phoenix, and also 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The widely reported steam, though, did come in on the over in this game. It was maybe just a little bit lower. So I don't know if it's been too significant. I am showing some 235s out there right now at some square books here. Go ahead and type your play in here if you want, the Lakers and the Suns, while I tell you that Louisiana Tech and Richmond has just taken some steam here in their game. 137 or so here with Louisiana Tech and Richmond. This one, let's see here, is in Estero, Florida. The steam had already come in on Richmond, and now it is coming in on the under here at 137, call it 136 here right now with Louisiana Tech and Richmond. I think I see the lines there a little bit behind me. Do I see the Louisiana Tech Richmond game? No, I guess I don't, but do see some of these good matchups here today. Look at some of them here. There's Memphis. Is this last night? Why is Memphis in Connecticut November 25th? Hey, fix this thing. Is this thing broken? Monday, November 25th, Sunday, November. I didn't even realize, man, we got a defective scoreboard here. I'm going to have to talk to them. All right. Don't look. I'm going to change. I'm going to turn it off here in a minute. All right, I'm going to look into that. Here we go. Let's take a look here. Oh, look at Walker Kessler. JW says Walker Kessler in here that game tonight. Thomas is here. We go with this one. Thomas is on the Suns, but Robert's on the Lakers here. Ziggy's on the Suns. Want to say hello to Strategic Investments here. I don't know about. I think he's on the wrong show, but appreciate it. Strategic Investments. If I had 1,000 people watching, I'd go crazy. All right, here's Dave on the under. JW's on the Suns, but you're right. Hit the like button, smash it, like it here. And Thomas says, don't forget in that, don't forget. Luca wasn't playing there in that. What is he saying?
Team play.
I think Thomas was referring to that game with the
team play.
Mavs last night. Everything's popping off here all of a sudden. All right, here we go. Tom said I said nothing. He was just lost. All right, Elliott on the Suns. He's also on the under here in this one. Robert says, give me LeBron on his points. Verner's on the Lakers. Feels like we're all over the place here in this one a little bit. Also, Justin on the Lakers here. And Elliot, what's he saying? He's got, it says, final Lakers Suns prediction will be Suns and over. I'm going to take the Suns. If Elliot's on them, I'm going to go with the Suns here in this one over the Lakers. Can they end this losing streak? And like what JW's saying there about Dalton Connect. Great draft pick by LeBron. Of course, LeBron, takes all the credit for that pick. Chosen One says, is today the day that KD is going to be back here for the Suns right now? Yeah, KD is going to be back for sure. He's listed as probable for this one today. So is Bradley Beal. I think that's evident by where the line is here today is what it feels like. So giving out the Suns here. AD's on the injured list, of course, but he is probable here in this one. So, all right. I think that's going to do it for the NBA, unless you guys have something else here. I don't think we made it to a consensus here necessarily. Did it say 958? Maybe it is. I'm showing us at 83 viewers here right now, strategic. But I wish one of those viral groups would come in here and blow us up a little bit. Remember, the more views we get on the Morning Steam Show, the more money I put into the consensus parlay. I put in 1 penny for each view on YouTube right before the first game of the parlay starts. If we get 400 views, which we haven't really been hitting, I'm going to put in a $4 parlay. Doesn't sound like much, but what if we hit a 5-teamer? That'd be pretty good for someone. So we take our consensus and we it's strategic investments. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Please try to motivate this crowd. Please motivate Team Steam in here. Chosen One's on the Suns. And all right. I think that's it for the NBA. Thank you very much, you guys, for that. And let's get rolling over to hockey today and see if we can't come up with a couple of winners on our 2 hockey games tonight. And they're well, I don't know if they're great games, but the first one's okay. Let's take a look at these hockey games. First up's the Canucks taking on the Bruins here with Lankinen in goal here for the Canucks and Swayman for the Bruins. Let me update the old goalie computer here and see if that is still the case. And you guys can help me out with your favorite site to get the goaltenders here. If there's any confirmations with just 2 games today, it might be pretty easy here in this one. But these 2 teams, just an occasional series, right? Maybe meet a couple of times per year. It's been pretty much a Bruins series in the past, and also some unders here when these 2 teams have met. You see the total there at 5.5. I'm pretty sure that's still the case too. Right now, 5.5 under 20. The Bruins about minus $1.20 here. So right now in this one, you have for the Bruins here against the Canucks. Let me see here. They have won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams in Boston. Also, 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under the total. Go ahead and give your pick out in the chat. We're just going to cover these 2 games here relatively quickly and get to some great college basketball action and the 2 MACtion games here tonight. But I'm going to be on the total here as a premium pick. I think here in this one, I'm just going to end up on the Bruins here tonight against the Canucks. Let's see if you guys agree in the chat. Robert, though, is on the Canucks, and so is Curtis.
Steam play.
Get you some steam here. A little bit more exciting than me. Ziggy, you'll take the Bruins with me. Philly Eagle Flyer says, give me the Canucks money line. Also lean first period under and under for the game as well. JW says, when I see Swayman in goal, I'm going the other way. Yeah, let's see here for Swayman, a 6-7 record, 6-7-2 with a 3.54 goals against average here in this one. For Lankinen, he is 9-3-2 with a 2.74 goals against average coming into this one. So,
Steam play.
all right, let me get you this steam action here real quick with Austin P. It's time to go P with their matchup today against Georgia State. Austin P and Georgia State here. Right now we're seeing some steam. This game being played in Jacksonville tonight. Steam to the over here right now at 144. So I'm going to say it's going to go to 144 here with Austin P and Georgia State. There we go. All right. And Fernando on the Canucks here. I'll take Boston here tonight. All right, one more, not a great one here in the NHL with my Canadians taking on Utah. And Utah going to be a road favorite here, $1.40 at Montreal. I've changed Montembeau's name there. I've left off the T. You got to fix that. There we go. With Utah on the road here, $1.30, $1.35 or so. And the total is 6, maybe juiced to the over here a little bit. Both teams coming off of a loss right now. Montreal dropped their game to VGK 6-2 at home to snap their 2-game losing streak. Montreal just 6-13 as an underdog so far this season. Utah 3-6-1, however, in their last 10 games overall. So can they really be trusted here to win as a road favorite against Montreal? Montreal has gone over in 11 of their 8 games as an underdog. Utah has gone over 5-1-2 to the over here as a favorite. See what you guys maybe want to do in this one. Utah last time out, they lost to Toronto 3-2 on the road. They did beat Pittsburgh before that in Pittsburgh 6-1. I'm going to try my Canadians here tonight at plus money as my play here on the show. I'll take Montreal against Utah tonight with Montembeau hopefully in there. See if you guys have a play here in this one with the Canadians and Utah. We've got, Robert says, take Montreal at home. They're probably a little bit more solid. Look, he put a money bag there. I think he's half kidding, but for as bad, Montreal, like I said, they are 7-11-2, but they are 5-5 at home. Ronnie Young says, take Montreal. And JW says, could be Stauber in there again for Utah. It's Curtis on Montreal here, and I think that might be it from you guys. Dave said, rather do golf than hot. And how about that? Man, was I mad if you I sent out a free golf package last week. I sent out my 6 favorite golfers, and going into the final round, I had 2 guys in the top 5. One of them 125 to 1, the other was 35 to 1. And I did come out with a little bit of profit after I did a little hedging. I was able to sprinkle all over the board when I had 125 to 1 tied for first with a 2-stroke lead. So, yeah, I put a little bit on Maverick McNeely. So I did use that equity to my advantage uh, after one bogey and the odds were starting to drop. I said, let me at least, put a couple bills on Maverick McNeely to try to get some money out of this situation. My guy was going to fade there. I wasn't going to win a 4. I said, well, I'll sacrifice the 4-digit win for, several $100s at least, but didn't work out perfectly for me. But, when you got a little bit of equity, you're able to do so. Here's Canadians here for Ziggy. And I think that's going to do it for you guys in the hockey tonight. So thanks a lot. Just a short card there as well. All right, let's go to right now college basketball. Big card. Awesome college basketball action today. Tournament action around the country here and the islands and foreign places, if you will, U.S. territories, whatever it is, Mexico. All right, I'm going to start off with San Diego State against Creighton. We've seen this matchup before, right? Even recently, we've seen San Diego State match up against Creighton here. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. That's one where, I can come in here talking a bunch of stuff about how I beat the line on all these. I didn't see that one coming. So maybe we will get the best of the line, if you know what I mean. This one is down. Oh, no, it's still 138 and a half. So the steam came in on the under, but the move was on the over. Maybe they were subscribers to our service. Creighton here is up to a 3.5, maybe even a 4-point favorite here in this one. And we'll see what you guys want to do here, if anything, with Creighton taking on San Diego State. Like I said, these teams have met before, no doubt about it, in some high-profile situations. Let me see, what was the final score of that matchup there last March? 57-56. San Diego State won that game. They also played the year prior, and San Diego State won that one 72-69. And a couple of big, important postseason games there of late. Now, San Diego State's 0-2 against the spread so far this season. Creighton is 1-4 against the spread. The Aztecs have failed to cover here against Gonzaga and UCSD. This is just their 3rd game of the season against Division I competition. Their other game, I believe, was against Oxy. Creighton comes in 4-1, but 1-4 against the spread so far. These two teams have been under teams combined to go 1-6 to the under so far this season, but I don't know if I'm necessarily seeing it that way. So the moves on Creighton here, and yeah, I mean, I hear those folks talking about San Diego State, and they're not the same San Diego State, but it's Creighton here, I think, that might have the kind of the injury woes coming in with Ashworth questionable, Mason Miller questionable as well. So I'm going to end up on San Diego State here plus the points. I'm going to take the Aztecs plus 3.5 out here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Is there anybody from San Diego coming up here? Take me to the game today at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. Again, this is the one. You're going to see more of these, man. I should have come in better prepared, but I want to say they're playing for $1 million here in this tournament for the NILs. That might be the total purse, but the money goes into the NIL of the program. So the players are going to see a direct benefit of winning these tournaments here. This is just the way we do business now in college sports, I think. And this one isn't really, it's called the Players Era Tournament. It's about the NIL. This money is Come and get your money here today with Creighton and San Diego State and those other games. Oregon and A&M will preview in just a moment. All right, here we go with Robert McCormick likes San Diego State. Thomas says, I'm going to like San Diego State. And Creighton, here's Verner says Creighton. They're not the same team. They do have Kalkbrenner. I mean, look, if anything, I have Kalkbrenner rated very, very highly here. It's kind of the Aztecs doing a little bit of rebuilding as well. But, man, Kalkbrenner. Marty, hey, there's Marty. I did give out the under here, I think. But, again, just because I was asked in the chat maybe to go with a play. But I can't say there's any value on that under, but I'm still going to stick with the under in the Chicago State and Drexel game. And I don't want Chicago State. Maybe this one, maybe the line's going high enough. It's already 18.5 now. Tell you what, gang, let's just start going opening line, go with the team playing Chicago State, bet it immediately, let it go up, and then come back on Chicago State. Because I would imagine this game's going to be right there. If it opened at 14 at some spots, 14.5, and it's now 18, it's probably going to be a 17-point game with Chicago State and Drexel. But Chicago State is 0-7 here so far. Yeah, Dana, I'm having some latency issues here today. No doubt I'm a little blurry here, but that's okay. It's probably for the best. Jermaine going with SDSU, maybe on the under as well. AOD, good morning and hello. Marty Riggs, nice to see you here today. Thank you. Awesome. And Elliot's talking about it there right now. All right, it's going to do it here with that one. I'll take the Aztecs today. Pardon me, gang. All right, next up is this one between.
Team playing.
Well, let me get a little steam going out here. It's also at Daytona Beach. The Chicago State Drexel game is at Daytona Beach here at the Sunshine Slam, that early game. But the late game is Radford and Fort Wayne. And Radford is taking steam here at probably down to +8, it feels like right now. It was 9, maybe even a little bit higher, but it does feel like this one's going down. Radford is taking the steam against Fort Wayne in the Sunshine Slam there tonight. All right, Penn State and Clemson here today, and today, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. The widely reported steam did come in on Clemson here. They're about a 1.5-point favorite right now, and the total 153. I did send out this play as part of my overnight package here today, so maybe you guys want to chime in with your pick in this one between Penn State and Clemson. Maybe I'll focus more on the total with this game, but again, Clemson here, the favorite after last night's action in the Sunshine Slam. We did see Clemson beat San Francisco 70-55 for the win. Of course, they did beat, you talk about the common opponents there a little bit. They did beat that Radford team 79-51 as a 22-point favorite to get the money. They are just 2-2 again, or Clemson's 3-3 so far against the spread. Penn State is 4-2 against the spread. Penn State so far, both teams are nondescript here. It looks like totals wise, both teams are 3 overs and 3 unders so far this season. All right, let me get some of your comments, if anything, here with Penn State and Clemson. Here is Thomas is going on Clemson here, and Dana's on Clemson. Robert's on Clemson. Look out, here comes some Clemson. Here comes plenty of Clemson here today. Ferner's on Clemson. Elliott's on the over here in this one. Jermaine says, I only go over in Penn State games right now. All right, I'm going to take a quick look here as I'm going to move on the total in this one. seeing two-way action certainly from the sharps here, but I've got to go over as well with Penn State and Clemson here. I like this one. Like I said, I'm on the side pretty heavy, and I don't mind this total at all. Clemson is 2-3 to the under as a favorite. Penn State away from home, 0-2 to the under. And Thomas says, I think this is going to be a play here on Clemson as a consensus play. So, all right, we've got 3 here. Thomas says right now, let's move on and keep it going here. We're going to make this a short show today. I say short if 105 minutes is short. We're back at the tournament here in Las Vegas with Oregon taking on Texas A&M, and I did have a send out on this game, and the line has already moved, I believe, in I want to say my favor, really against the move here, but it is right now Texas A&M 3, and the total is up to 148, if you know what I mean, here with Oregon taking on Texas A&M today. Oregon comes in 5-0. Texas A&M comes in 4-1 here, but Texas A&M is favored in this one. Oregon, yeah, they didn't cover against Oregon State. Maybe they can, maybe I want to say, wipe that one off the books or whatever. They were favored by 6.5, did not get the money. They did cover against Troy. They covered against Montana. They failed against Portland as a 27-point favorite. They also failed against Riverside as a big favorite. Texas A&M is let's see here, 3-2 to the number so far. Oregon 2-3 against the spread. Texas A&M is 1-4 to the under so far this season. And let's take a look here real quick and see if you guys have anything with Oregon taking on Texas A&M. Can the Ducks get this one? I feel like they can. Let's see what you got. Thomas is on Texas A&M, and Elliott's on Texas A&M as well. Oh man, I got to go against my guys here. I'm going to take the Ducks in this one to cover and maybe even win this game. I'm going to try Oregon there in this one. These two teams did meet a couple of seasons ago. It was A&M winning 75-60 as a 4-point favorite in a March meeting, in a tournament meeting. All right, Curtis. We got a few others here. I think we got Curtis, first half under here. Fernando likes A&M as well. So does Robert. Wow, A&M, because that could be a consent, but I'm on Oregon. So, but it is like 4-1 here, it looks like, in favor of Texas A&M here. But okay, and I'm wearing A&M colors anyway. All right, and this week is a big, what was it here? Is it on? Well, let me just keep. Yeah, okay, I got you, Thomas. Yeah, going against me here. The consensus is on Texas A&M. I'm on Oregon, but hey, I think you guys have won 2 of the last 3 against me, so I'll just let it roll here. Maybe I'll just dump my play, but I'm going with Oregon. But the consensus here of the chat is on Texas A&M. Remember, you can comment in the chat and be eligible for the consensus parlay. We've got a 4-teamer in here right now. Someone's eligible for a 4-teamer. We got 40 people who have commented here on the show. So pretty good here. Let's do it. Maybe someone's going to win $30 or $40 today. Maybe we'll have another play on the consensus. We're playing for real money here on the show. All right, Memphis and Michigan State. Yeah, what's going on here, right, gang? Didn't they watch the game last night? Michigan State is favored in this one over Memphis here today. You've got total at up to 154. Wow, yeah. Widely reported steam did come in here on the over. This one is a significant move. I didn't move on this one at all, but I might prefer the side here, if you know what I mean. You got Memphis coming in here 5-0. Sure, Michigan State, they're doing a great job too at 5-1 so far this season, but they are just 3-3 against the spread and 3-2 against the spread as a favorite. For Memphis, not only are they coming in right now with a 5-0 record, but they're 5-0 against the spread, 3-0 against the spread as an underdog. I think they're an underdog here in this one, right? So, wow. Um, Interesting to note. It feels like they're with these two, Memphis with the win over Connecticut. They beat USF and covered. They beat Ohio U. They beat UNLV. They beat Missouri. Covered all those games. For MSU, they did rock Colorado yesterday, 72-56, and got the money. They had failed 3 straight before that, including against Samford, just winning by 8 points as a 17-point favorite. They also beat Bowling Green by 14 as a 24.5-point favorite. So I have a feeling this one may end up as a Memphis consensus. Let's see what you guys have in this one with Memphis taking on Michigan State. And I want to say hello to Joey Harb in the chat. Good to see you today, Joey. Thomas wants to see Memphis again. He wants to see him. He likes them. He likes watching them play. Here's Fernando on Memphis. Elliot is on Memphis and the under. Here's Dana on Memphis. Robert's on Memphis and the over. Ferner says Memphis has got momentum. I don't know if he's playing them, but he's certainly right. It feels like Memphis is going to be a consensus play here in this one. We'll see if it gets there, but does feel like everyone. I think I don't know if it's because I was so hyped up on them at the beginning of the show. I think we all saw what was going on out there, right? Memphis just played terrific in that game. So I'm going to take the over here in this one with Memphis and Michigan State at 154. Doesn't feel like a great play here, missing out on 4 points of value, but I just have more of a feeling this one would be a high-scoring game, even if we've missed out by far on the best number here. Thomas says it is a consensus play. Now we got a 5-teamer for somebody right now. So what about it? Might be maybe we're going to win someone. I don't know what, $80, $100 tonight. Can we finally hit the Team Steam consensus parlay? We're 0-15. Don't tell anybody, gang. So don't tell, hey, we're watching this great show and we're 0-15. I think Mikey might tell me to stop talking about all the losers we have on here. Not you guys. I'm just talking about our parlay losers. Just shows it's hard to hit a parlay. There's Ron with his spreadsheet play of the day. He's on the Rockets. I'm going to put that down right now. RC right here, right next to the morning steam pick. MS. All right. And Ferner was getting excited there with Memphis. I hope not AOD. We don't want to go 0-28 on these parlays. I'll be out $100. Like I said, if maybe we can get our good friend who said we had 1,000 views. Remember, if we get 1,000 views, I'm put parlay in for $10. All right, and someone could win. What big money tonight, man? Come on, 2 dimes. Let's go. All right, let's keep it going here right now. I've got a few more college games to look at, and then we'll end the show. We're gonna look at the MACtion too a little bit. Houston, and these are good games, aren't they? These are the ones at the NIL Classic here in Las Vegas with Houston here, -4, taking on Alabama here in this one. Houston 3-1 coming in, Alabama 4-1 coming into this one. But man, doesn't it feel like Houston could suffocate Alabama a little bit right now? Houston comes in 3-1 against the spread here in this one. Alabama just 2-3 to the number so far. Houston also 3-1 to the number. Obviously, as a favorite, Alabama 1-2-2 to the under thus far. I don't think we're seeing much of a trend with these two teams as far as the total is concerned here, but I'm on the Houston Cougars to rock Alabama here in this one. I don't really like the total. I might have given out Houston as a premium play here a little bit. Do have a little bit of breaking news here right now. I don't think we're seeing it officially yet, but the sources are pretty good here. This could be, it's not necessarily going to be a breaking news right now, but we are going to see here. Could it happen today? Mac Brown could be, maybe no surprise actually, but Mac Brown could be out here at North Carolina. The sources are good here. They're not even confirming it yet, but when you see some of the uh, contacts that are kind of talking about it here right now, that one feels pretty solid. We'll see what happens today with Coach Brown. All right. Give me Houston here in this one against Alabama tonight and see if you guys got a play here. Looks like we're back and forth a little bit. You got Elliot Jameson on Houston, but Thomas says, I'll take Alabama here plus the points. Robert's on Houston. Fernando's on Houston here. And Thomas says, that's good enough for me. Houston's a consensus, even though he said he was liking Alabama. We're rolling a 6-teamer tonight with Houston as another play here. The bigger it gets, the harder it is, but doesn't matter. This is what we've agreed to, Thomas and I, for the rules of the consensus play. Robert likes the under here in this one. I'm gonna mark that down, Bobby Mack. That's the way I was leaning, but thank you, Elliot. Right. Thank you, Elliot. Right. Looks like so that news is breaking down there. That's how that works there. So we'll see. I don't, even though we're just here with 100 of my closest friends here. Thank you, by the way, everybody. This is really making it great for me to come in. But, I still want to check sources. And if I can't get a second or third source and something like this, I know I'm not an official reporter, but we got 75 or 100 people. You don't want to go just spouting off, who's getting fired from their job. But I think we knew that one was coming, though, too, doesn't it? Thank you, Elliot, for the. Was it? Oh, see, okay. Maybe it wasn't. It said it yesterday. Okay, that's how out of touch I am. Maybe I missed that story. Okay, I just saw it coming across Twitter right now from some source. So here's the thing. It could be more of a retirement too, kind of, right? All right, give me the Cougars here in this one. Consensus play from the chat. We got 6 of them here, and you guys are liking college basketball here. It was hard to get some picks out of you. Look at this one with Iowa State taking on Dayton. Are you kidding me? Did you guys see Dayton last night? Look, Iowa State did a great job too in their game. They ended up losing to North Carolina, but they were terrific. No reason to think that Dayton here, even amongst all these teams, and I gave Billy B a hard time a little bit because he was saying, "Oh, Dayton, do they really belong?" They do belong. They could be a Sweet 16 team for sure. At least what we saw when they were out there leading that game by a pretty big margin there over Carolina. Yeah, it was just a little bit too much, and the Heels were able to overcome them. But you think Iowa State's going to go out there and beat up on this team by 8 or more points? No chance, man. I'm going to be on Dayton here, I'm sure, in this game out at the Maui Invitational here in this one. I kind of want to play him as a premium, but I don't think I have a good feel for the total. But Iowa State coming in here 3-1 right now. You got Dayton coming in 4-1 off of that loss there to Carolina, 92-90 in that game, and Dayton had chances to win late as well. For ISU, they lost to Auburn 83-81. They had a big lead. Both these teams had 20-point leads against highly ranked teams, and it just wasn't enough in the end. They ended up coming all the way back, those stronger teams anyway, coming all the way back against the lesser teams, if you will, of the
System
event.
play.
But like I said, out there in Maui, the 8 teams started the day yesterday with just 2 losses combined. Now there are 6 losses, but still, these were some of the best teams around, it feels like. So I know the Sharps are kind of favoring Iowa State here. I think that's why the line is what it is, and maybe it's even gone up. Let me see here. Right now it is, oh, I want to make sure I got this right. Up to 9 here at some spots. So, and the total is hanging out still at about 142 ish or so. And I'm not sure just yet on the total here. I know I'm leaning under, but I'm going to take
Lineup.
Dayton here as my play. It does feel like to me a um, a premium play to me. I like Dayton in this game against Iowa State. Dayton 4-1 against the spread so far this season, as well as 5-1 straight up. Meanwhile, for Iowa State, they are 3-1 straight up, but 1-2 against the spread as a favorite. So I've got to take Dayton here for sure. In this one, I feel pretty strongly about it. And let's see if you guys have a play here in this one. And here we go with Curtis is on Dayton. Jake's going to lean to Dayton. Robert's on Dayton here. Thomas is right. Dayton always has a good team. That's why Dayton has such a great program. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but they play the first 4 in Dayton every year, no matter what. Dayton is the home team for those early games in the tournament. So, all right, let's see here. Want to say hello and welcome to Hassan Salih. He wants to preach a little bit in the chat, and I'm not going to hate on him here, even if he's just kind of a half spammer. But I do go to the church of Monday Night Football because you can't go to church on Sundays. All right, here is. Let's see else here. Oh, thank you, Elliot. Okay, I see. So I was right. You were right, but I was also. So the story was kind of breaking yesterday, and we can confirm now, right? We are, and now I am starting to see more official confirmations coming in of that. So you were right, Elliot, and also I was right that it was breaking here. That it was you had, I guess, kind of yesterday, right? They were saying, thanks, coach. We'll keep you around or whatever. It's going to be the end, but then now they're saying, hey, you know what? Let's just cut it now and then move on, get ready for next year here. So, all right. Jake says, yeah, maybe they will be a public dog. I got you on that. No doubt about it. Philly Eagle Flyers got a little soccer action there. Elliot's on Dayton as well. And, right. Nasty Nate says, so Hassan, but you know what, Nasty Nate, we know that, hey, God's quarterback is Jameis Winston after all. I might get in trouble here on the Sports Money Network if I make too many jokes. All right, Dana liking Iowa State, though, here in this one. All right. I think I got a couple of more here. One more here before we get to a couple college football games. How about the big one tonight, right now, or at least one of the big ones here tonight with Auburn taking on North Carolina at the Maui Classic between the other 2 winners from last night. Again, these 2 teams had to rock back from 20-point deficits to come back and get their win last night. Auburn improved to 5-0. You saw Broom there at the end of the game. I believe he was just suffering from cramps as he laid on the floor. Everybody was celebrating. He was still smiling and everything, but he was really having a problem cramping up there at the end of the game with that frantic finish there. So I don't think he made the injury list, or I might peek at it here, but by the time the game had ended and they signed off, I don't even know if I was watching at that point for the aftermath of that, but he's not on the injured list or anything. But he was cramping up pretty severely. Couldn't get up at the end of the game. So for these two teams, you got Auburn 5-0, Carolina coming in at 4-1. Auburn's 3-1-1 against the spread. Carolina just 3-2 against the spread. But Carolina was an underdog one other time this season, and they did win that game against Kansas 92-89. They still got the money there in that one. So awesome game here tonight. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here. It's up to 166 or so here right now. Wow. 4 and 166. So maybe we will see similar, right? Something in the 80s here with these two teams. Obviously, that's what's expected given the number here right now. So see what you guys want to do here in this one. I feel pretty good about it. I kind of want to go premium, but let me see what you guys got, and then I'll make it because I don't mind the total here either. But man, it's gone up pretty high. So I let's see what you got. Actually, I don't know what to do on the total now. That's a big move here. And, Titan, wow, Dayton was consensus play numbers. We got a 7-teamer out there for somebody tonight. Gosh, I hope we can hit something like this and get someone a couple $100 just for watching the show here tonight. You're eligible. You're eligible if you've typed in anything in the chat. Hey, we had someone talk earlier about I'm sorry that I don't remember, but VMI against Loyola Maryland. This game is being steamed here right now. Who was it? Oh gosh. Well, nonetheless, VMI and Loyola Maryland is getting steamed to the over here right now, probably at 144.5 or so. So we are seeing the steam there right now. And here is Auburn for Nate. Dana's going on Auburn. And Elliott loves Carolina here in this game. Roberts on Auburn. Oh, it was Higgsy. That's right. It was Higgsy in that game. That's what that says. I was going to say hiya, but that was Higgs that I wrote down. Sorry, Sean. Here, so the steam came in on the over. Sean liked VMI. Remember, that it's a pretty solid play if it's coming from our man Higgsy in our chat. Here's Elliott liking Carolina plus the points. This definitely is not a Jermaine. I think Jermaine says he wants to see his name flash. Isn't it cool that I wish I could say it faster? I like saying everybody's name. Instead of going back at the old days of reading everybody's name on the chat and boring everybody, I could just yell them out as I see them. Robert's going under here. That's it for college basketball. Good morning to the boss. Thank you, boss, for coming in. Hopefully my jokes are not going to be too politically incorrect. If anybody toes the line here of correctness, it's me, I guess. Let's go to our two college football games of the night. There was no consensus there in that game. I'm on Auburn. Did I say it? I'm on Auburn here in this one. I was going to send out Auburn as a premium, but I see several of you liking Carolina in there, so that tempers me a little bit. And I don't know about the total now up at 166. It may just be something where I have to draw the line and say I'll bet the under because it's gone up 7 points or whatever it has here. I did see a number as low as 159.5 at FanDuel. Earlier, not 5 hours ago, I want to say, but all right. Let's go here with a couple of games in college football and see if you have anything here in this one. A little action here tonight with Kent State and Buffalo. I tell you that both these series in the MAC tonight have been had some overs with these opponents here. It feels like, and the steam did come in on the over in the Kent State Buffalo game. It also came on Buffalo here, I think, while we were on the air, right up to 23 or so right now. I think the line's a little stale there on the screen. It's up to 24. And the total here, mostly 49.5. No 50s out there anymore. There's definitely a little move to the under. But like I said, the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. In Kent State and Buffalo, 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams in Buffalo have gone over. Also, 5 of the last 6 meetings overall between these two teams have gone over. Buffalo has gone over in 5 straight games overall. Coming into this one, for Kent, they've gone over in 6 of their 10 games as an underdog. We know Kent is the worst team probably in the country. Buffalo 1-2 against the spread as a favorite. I don't know if that means anything, but they are 7-3-1 to the spread overall. But 1-2 as a favorite against the spreads. Could this be the one spot for Kent here? Kent's 0-7. They are 2-5 against the spread in conference play, despite that 0-7 conference record. Buffalo is 7-4 overall, 5-2 straight up in conference play. Buffalo just 3-9 against the spread in their last 12 games as a home favorite. 1-2, as I said, or 1-1 this year as a home favorite. 1-2, they were a road favorite in one of their games so far this season. Buffalo just 12-18 last 30 MAC games against the spread. Buffalo has gone over in 7 straight games overall. Teams have actually split the last 6 games. Kent 4-2 straight up and against the spread their last 6 trips to Buffalo. But again, talking about the worst team in the country here in Kent State. The series has gone over, as I said, 5 of the last 6 meetings. So, all right, let me have it here. Hope we don't get a consensus in this one, would we? But maybe you guys are going to roll Buffalo here with 3 extra points, it feels like. Here we go. If anything, up from 21. Buffalo team total over. Here, Buffalo to win 37-14. Thomas says, I'll tease Ken that he's our Ohio correspondent after all. Justin says he's got the over. I've got the over as well here. This one might not even make the card tonight. If anything, I probably was going to give out the over, but I can't do Kent. That's the value side, technically. Elliot likes the over as well. So we got some over support a little bit. Not heavy, but all right. And let's go to, thank you, Julian, for your play here today. And also, Robert goes over here. So there's some support for the over here. A little bit more steam real quick. College basketball game, and we'll do the last football game and get out of here. But Siena is taking steam here right now at +6 in their game against Jacksonville here. I thought somebody mentioned Jacksonville in the chat today, but Siena was getting 8, but man, they're all the way down here to 5.5 or lower. Siena's actually been to the big move, so Jacksonville's the value side for sure. All right, we're not going to do any breaking news on that because of what Elliot said on that Mac Brown firing, and obviously the writing has kind of been on the wall, so not going to go too heavy into it. All right, here we go. Oh, Nate. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Nate was the one that said that, right? So, okay, let's move on here right now in our last game, but a little bit better game anyway. Toledo taking on Akron here in this one. This one's been an over series, no doubt about it, with these two teams. Let's take a look here at some of the numbers between these two. They haven't met in a while, but Toledo has won 4 straight in the series and 3-1 against the spread in those 4 games. The overs have gone 6 of the last 8 between these two have gone over. Toledo comes in 4-3 in conference here, but they were 3-0 and been 4-4 since then. Toledo just 3-10 against the spread last 13 games as a road favorite, including 0-3 so far here this season. So maybe Akron could be worth a spot here. Look, they started poorly. They were overmatched in their non-conference games. They struggled at the beginning of the conference season, but they are 2-2 in their last 4 games, and maybe they're starting to close the gap here a little bit. They're 7-4 against the spread in their last 11 as a home underdog, and 13-9-1 against the spread in the MAC. So I'm going to be taking Akron here plus the points at home against Toledo. I think I do like the spread. I mean, the total here maybe is a premium. Despite the fact, I'll say that these two teams have had the overs in the series. So let's see what you guys do, if anything. And the show's over. Get ready for the drawing. We got 83 of them here right now, and someone's getting a 6-teamer here tonight. Wow. Let's win some money for someone. If we get, think about that, gang. So we kind of make fun of it a little bit, right? With the, I'm only putting $1 for every 100 views.
Critical notice.
Okay. But nonetheless, if we get a 6-teamer tonight and we get, I don't know, could we get 500 views? Could we get someone a $200 payout here tonight on this and go 40-1 on our? That's what I'm paying. If it's minus 115, hey, remember, all decisions by Ramon Scott, the host, are final. But I want to win. I'm putting the money in. Somebody better win. So please, if you win, please have Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. If you got another one, let me know about it. I'll get it to you somehow. Here, no money, no cash, no checks, whatever. Here are the 4 teams, the Clemson, Texas. I know there's one other one. I know it's a 6-teamer, actually. Don't forget about the Chicago Bulls, Thomas. Right, and the Utah Jazz. Is it a 7-teamer here, actually? Clemson, Texas. That's 5 teams right there. Is it a 7-teamer here? I just want to make sure. Clemson. Okay, 7-teamer. So let me even take it back. 7-teamer. And so forget about that, right? We're going to go 75-1. So we're averaging about 300 views by the time the show's getting about 350, I think, right now. But when I put the parlay in, it's usually about 300. So that'd be pretty awesome, right? Someone could win here tonight. You figure 75-1. Let's go. You're going to give me one more second. Type your name in the chat, or type anything in the chat, and you're going to be eligible. And I'm going to do this real quick. I want to say hello to We Want Justice TV as well. And we're going to do it here, right? Oh, there were the other games. It's a 7-teamer tonight for someone. And I'm going to go real quick. Give you one more second to type it in, but I'm going to promote my packages over at Winnable. And again, folks, you don't have to subscribe. People don't want to pay for picks, whatever. I'm not looking for that necessarily, but what I am doing is sending out my favorite plays, my best plays out on this browser-based service here for just a small fee. It's how you support me here on the channel, coming back here every day, doing a 2-hour show or whatever. Really appreciate all you guys. And in turn, now we're doing this little contest. So why not subscribe to my plays? Like I said, I beat the line in a bunch of games here last night. Hopefully we're going to get the best of it today and have a great day and keep you abreast. That's what I do, is kind of keep on top of the market. So I think I've run a pretty legitimate service here. Maybe it's not your cup of tea, but for 50 cents a day with that promo code STEAM, I really think you should be doing it. So please consider subscribing. Click on the lower right-hand corner of the screen. I already got 120 people in here subscribing. And look, I used to sell my picks for $25, $35, $45 a day. That was good freaking business. But you know what? I'm not over there anymore. And now I sell those plays for like 50 cents a day. So why aren't you with me here at winnable.com? It's like having me in your back pocket. You see the picture there, right? When you call it up, the plays appear right there. Look at the phone in the right-hand part of the screen. That's how it looks. The plays are there. My plays are there. So there's also a free package over there that you can get some other plays that I send out for the subscribers, kind of show you what I'm about, give you some free plays, and then maybe get signed up with me. But You should be, right? And thank you to everybody that is. I think everybody here in the chat is. It feels like we got 125 subscribers right now. So I'm really honored that you guys are willing to do that with me. Okay, get ready. There's the consensus parlay screen coming up. We're going to do the drawing here right now. 52 of you are eligible. And the winner, probably, it feels like tonight, is going to get, I don't know, $225, $300. If you get drawn, you try to make that thing blow up, make the morning steam blow up, because I'm putting in 1 penny, 1 whole cent on each view that we get. So, hey, maybe we'll make it more one day. Maybe I'll get rich off of doing this. I don't know. All right, here we go. Good luck to everyone. Here we go. Joseph, Thomas, Ron, Sub, Trevor, Ron Crawford, Tom, Chris, Subhuman, Nasty Nate, Philly, Cliff, Nuke, Curtis, Julian, Cliff Floyd. Cliff Floyd is the winner today. First time winner. Cliff is going to be eligible to win a 7-team parlay tonight. And hey, look, I'll just round it out, say it's probably going to be about 300 views. Maybe it's going to be a little more. And it's going to pay 75 to 1 on a 7-teamer tonight. Good luck to Cliff. I would like to send you, sir, a couple of $100 in one of those payment processors here tomorrow, tonight. I know where to find you. So good luck to Cliff tonight, and thank you for everybody for watching the show and being eligible for the drawing. All right, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for the show. Thanks, everyone, for joining us, and thanks, everyone, for these late comments here as well. Look, Redbeard got in there late, and we'll catch you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Good morning to Kelly as well. So thanks, everybody. That was awesome. Look at this. Nuke talking about the weather here. Gorky's got some soccer here as well. I'm in the back pocket of Kelly. We're riding high. And thanks, everybody, for a great show here. Werner was here today. That was awesome. Thank you to Thomas for running things in the chat. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific with more morning steam, talking Wednesday night sports. But don't forget pre-gaming here at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 Pacific. Mikey Money will get you ready for the primetime action. We've got some nice things planned here for the Sports Money Network. It's not all about our videos and our shows here. We got more in the works for you to keep you updated and abreast on the world of sports and sports betting. You're going to get more content from me as well, hopefully, here on the channel. So stay tuned for all that. All right, that's going to do it. Enjoy the basketball. We got more games starting right now here. Duquesne and ODU underway. Siena and Jacksonville underway as well. So have a great day, everybody, of sports betting. And let's hopefully come back and talk about the winning here tomorrow. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Can't escape from the team, called the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up.